call the honourable member for Riverina and the Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister for Finance.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. The imminent return of water to the agriculture portfolio is long overdue. Not only was it a motion unanimously passed at the weekend's National Party conference in Canberra, but it was also one of the main items of the coalition agreement negotiated between the Nationals leader, the member for Wide Bay, and the new Liberal leader, the member for Wentworth, yesterday. Of course, Labor South Australian members of Parliament and the Greens were swift to condemn the move, which undoubtedly means it is a good thing. I'm always intrigued when I see the member for Melbourne get up in this place and parrot precisely the same lines on the same day as the would-be Labor leader, the member for Sydney, and repeated then by Get Up and the unions. Same lines, same ideology. Labor and the Greens were certainly on a unity ticket when it came to the Murray-Darling Basin in the last parliament, and nothing has changed since Labor was deservedly replaced by the coalition as the government in 2013. The Greens want all the water in the basin to flow out the mouth of the Murray and into the Southern Ocean. Jennifer Marahasi has forgotten more about the Murray-Darling matters than any city-based Green will ever know. In March 2014, she wrote a fascinating article about that great explorer of Australia, Matthew Flinders, and how he missed mapping the Murray mouth. She wrote, Flinders had been sailing east and had charted the Spencer Gulf and the Gulf St Vincent on which Adelaide is now situated. Frenchman Nicolas Bourdin was sailing west, charting the coast from the Promontorio de Wilson, including the inlet of Port Phillip, on which the city of Melbourne is now situated. While the two countries were at war, the two captains met amicably and exchanged maps and information. In particular, Flinders explaining to Bourdin where he could find fresh water on Kangaroo Island. Flinders was unaware that he'd sailed just past the mouth of the longest river in Australia, the orifice to the Murray-Darling Basin. There is no river mouth on Flinders' map on the shoreline of Encounter Bay. Rather, he wrote, low and sandy, topped with hummocks of almost bare sand, and described the region of Lake Alexandrina as lowland. Historians have written that this acclaimed navigator and cartographer missed the Murray's mouth. It is perhaps more likely that the Murray's mouth had simply closed over. Of course it had, Deputy Speaker. That's nature. I appreciate that the lower lakes are important. I appreciate that water icon sites, Ramsar wetlands, need a drink up and down the system. But what I do not understand is this constant barrage, if you pardon the pun, of criticism my irrigators cop from the Greens. Well, what I do not get is why wetting a recently identified supposed puddle is suddenly more critical than the livelihood of a Riverina food or fibre producer. What I do not get is why my family farmers have to account for and pay for every single drop of water they receive, yet environmental water is just forced downstream, dictated by a date on a plan by some perfunctory bureaucrat. Never mind how much rain might have fallen downstream, that there might have already been a flood event looming. Who cares what a gushing river could cause bank erosion on that low-lying landholders could be put underwater? Well, this week things started to change, and that is a good thing for Australia and for my Riverina electorate.